Tests are supposed to speed up development on the long run, but when writing the wrong kind of tests, they can become obstacles that slow you down instead of helping you build with confidence. That's why in this video, I'll be breaking down the two testing styles, London and classical, and why you should seriously consider moving towards the classical approach. Just as a note, we're focusing on unit tests because they usually make the bulk of your test suite. Let's take an example to make it clearer. Imagine you're working on the most classic example. A customer is buying a product from a store. From a business point of view, the behavior is extremely simple. If the store has enough inventory for that product, the purchase succeeds and the store reduces its inventory. And if the store doesn't have enough inventory, the purchase should fail and nothing should be deducted. Now let's imagine you're implementing this in code. You'd probably have something like this: a customer class with the method purchase, a store class that knows how to check inventory and remove items. Let's see how this scenario is tested using the London style. Here's what's actually happening here. We don't create a real store. Instead, we create a mock of the store. We program the mock to say either yes, I have inventory, or no, I don't. We run the purchase behavior on the customer, and instead of checking how the business logic behaves, we verify things like, did it call remove inventory exactly once? This is where the core problem appears. The tests are no longer validating the behavior, which is, should this purchase succeed or fail? Instead, they are validating internal steps that are taken in code to achieve this goal. This means that your tests now depend on how this method is implemented. Its structure, the order of calls, the exact method names, and the exact collaborators. Change any internal detail and the tests break, even if the business behavior is still the same. That is overspecification. And it's one of the biggest downsides of the London style. Now let's rewrite the exact same scenario using the classical style. The business rule hasn't changed. If the store has enough inventory, purchase should succeed. If not, purchase should fail. But notice what changes in the tests. Instead of mocking the store and verifying interactions, we use a real store. We treat the system as a small, functional unit of behavior, not a class to isolate. Here's what the classical style version looks like. This is much better. Here's why. First, you're testing real behavior, not implementation details. The classical test doesn't care how the purchase is implemented. It just checks, did the purchase succeed or failed? Is the inventory deducted as required? That's the business outcome that we care about. And the second point is refactoring doesn't break the tests. If you rename methods, merge classes, extract helpers, the tests won't fail because this is just a refactor and you haven't changed the business. For the London school, isolation means isolating the class under test from all its dependencies. So you mock all the dependencies of this class and you test only the behavior of this unit. For the classical school, isolation means the isolation of the tests, not the classes. So the tests should not interfere with each other. So for example, if you run all the tests in parallel, no test should affect the other. Honestly, I used to follow the London approach before, but now I'm trying to shift more towards the classical approach. Which one do you follow? Tell me in the comments below.